Hi again, everyone. Gary Digital Williams here on Beltway Boxing News and Notes on the Boxing on the Beltway Podcast Network. And as always, you can hear the Boxing on the Beltway Podcast Network on Spreaker.com live, iHeartRadio.com, we're on Stitcher.com, TuneIn, we're also on Podcast Addict, Spotify, and on Google Podcasts. So make sure you listen to us anywhere you can, and it's all for free. And we also have archived shows that you can listen to for free at any time. And hope you joined us for the live broadcast, play-by-play broadcast of the Shabazz Brothers Bet on Your Boxing series card. That was Saturday, November 16th at LaFontaine Blue in Glen Burnie, Maryland. You missed it live. You can listen to it as well on our archive as well. We're going to talk a little bit more about that card today. Just a few more items. We're also going to update the November and the December schedule. A lot of big things are happening in the next few weeks here in the Beltway as we close out 2019. And we'll also have a congratulations for a young lady who has achieved a beautiful honor. She was truly one of our legends here in the Beltway, and she gets a well-deserved honor we'll talk about during this podcast. Beltway Boxing News and Notes on the Boxing on Beltway Podcast Network is brought to you as always by Real-Time Pain Relief. From boxers to ballerinas, for shoulder pain to muscle strain, everything in between, Boxing Along the Beltway recommends Real-Time Pain Relief, the natural, plant-based, safe, fast, and effective ointment. You go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real-Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real-Time Pain Relief, the official pain relief of the 2020 Daytona 500. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time. And by DeborahSpears.com. She has great weight loss tips as always, great jewelry, and great training methods. Just go to Deborah, Debra Spears.com. Had a nice card this past Saturday at LaFontaine Blue in Glen Burnie, Maryland. On Saturday, November 16th, Shabazz Brothers again putting on a good show. Great crowd on hand, as seems to be always the case with Shabazz Brothers. And some good performances. All the local boxers won on the A side. Nice performance once again by Lorenzo Truck Simpson. Won a relatively easy 6-round unanimous decision over Del Vecchio Del Chapo Savage of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Simpson fought very, very well, used his jab well, and scored and got a shutout 60-52 on all three of the judges' scorecards. Simpson 6-0, 4 KOs. I think he may have just about wrapped up our Rookie of the Year for this year. He just fought very well. Also, Savage on that card, by the way, falls to 3-5-1, 3 KOs. He's a tough guy, and he wasn't going anywhere, but Simpson kept his head and was able to win the bout. Moosin Kaysen fought well. 6-round unanimous decision win over Montez Big Mix Brown of Virginia Beach, Virginia, and Montez Brown was very game as well. Kaysen, of course, the younger brother of undisputed heavyweight champion Hasim Rahman Sr. He fought very, very well. He landed a big right hand in the first round, dropped Brown in the first minute, but Brown came back. I mean, Kaysen knocked him down again, second time in the second round. But Brown came right back. Kaysen went on to win the bout by unanimous decision. He's now 6-0, 3 KOs. Brown now 8-2, 6 KOs. Both of his losses coming to Beltway boxers. He lost to both Joe Jones and now Moosin Kaysen. Again, just a great bout all the way around. Great night all the way around, I should say. The Avalar brothers two of their brothers made their pro debut, and it was really nice to talk to Tommy Avalar during that time, while his brothers Brian and Wilfredo won their bouts. Wilfredo's the youngest of the three. He's 19 years old. Won his bout by shutout, as did Brian. Brian, the middle brother, 21 years old. Both of those guys won their bouts by unanimous decision, by shutout unanimous decision, 40-36. Destiny Day Owens, a nice win for her as well. And just a good bout all the way around. I mean, it was just a really good card. Maurice Winslow winning out of Stone Mountain, Georgia, being Dwayne the Beast Williams, and Shenard Bunch over Alberto Delgado. Destiny Day Owens, by the way, beat Dacia, Champ Queen Wagland. So, good card all the way around. And good night for Shabazz Brothers, and of course our good friend, the boxing diva, Renee Aiken was the matchmaker, and our DC Boxing Hall of Famer, Henry Discombobulating Jones, was the ring announcer. So really good card. Once again, if you want to listen to it, you can always listen to it live right here on the Boxing on Beltway Podcast Network. Now, coming up this week, we have some good bouts coming up. Wednesday, November 27th, we have a Baltimore boxer, Cassius Chaney. We talked about this. Cassius Chaney, 17-0, 11 KOs. He's taking on Nick Jones, 7-2, with, I believe, 4 KOs. But this bout has some added significance because it is scheduled. It is for the vacant WBC USNBC Silver Heavyweight title. So we'll see what happens there. Cassius Chaney looking for his first bout. Is scheduled for 8 rounds, and once again against Nick Jones for the vacant World Boxing Council USNBC Silver Heavyweight title. This will be at the Castleton Banquet and Conference Center in Windham, New Hampshire. So best wishes to Cassius Chaney. Another Baltimore area boxer will be in action on Saturday, November 30th. This will be at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas in Las Vegas, Nevada. This will be Kobe Mad Dog Madison out of Owings Mills, Maryland. He'll take on Guido Vianello of Rome, Italy. Now, this one could be a very interesting bout here because Madison, I don't think has faced anybody of like Guido the Gladiator Vianello. Kobe Madison, 8-1-2 with 5 KOs. He's trying to bounce back from his first pro loss. He lost an 8-round unanimous decision against Robert Sims on June 22nd at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. But this one could be very interesting because Guido Vianello, I should say, has some interesting stats. First of all, he's just 25 years old. Kobe Madison's 36. Number 2, he is 6'6" tall. And that is going to be interesting all the way around. And to top it all off, his record, 5-0, all 5 wins by knockout. This bout is scheduled for 6 rounds. And he has actually, Vianello's first 4 bouts were all scheduled for 6 rounds. But in those first 4 bouts, he's got 2 first-round knockouts and 2 second-round knockouts. His third bout, his last bout, I should say, was against Cassius Anderson back on September 14th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. That was scheduled for just 4 rounds, but he stopped Anderson in 3. So this could be interesting. And the other part of this, if you want to add a 4th issue to this, 4th issue that Madison has to face, all Vianello's wins have come against guys who have well over 500 records. Cassius Anderson going in with 7-1. Keenan Hickman, who he beat on June 15th at the MGM Grand in Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. He's 6-3-1. Lawrence Gabriel, he beat at the Staples Center on April the 12th, is 3-1-1. Andrew Satterfield, who was the 3-1-1, I should say. Andrew Satterfield at the Save Mart Arena in Fresno, California on February the 10th. He was 4-1 going in. And Luke Lyons, who Vianello made his pro debut against at the Theater in Madison Square Garden in December of 2018, he was 5-1-1. So Guido Vianello obviously is no joke. And again, he's 5-0, 5 KOs. He's fought legitimate boxers. This will be a tough task for Kobe Mad Dog Madison coming up on Saturday, November 30th. This will be at the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, the card is scheduled to be televised by ESPN Plus. I'm not sure they're going to televise the whole card, but we'll see. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. That'll be Saturday, November 30th. Kobe Mad Dog Madison taking on Guido the Gladiator Vianello of Rome, Italy. That bout scheduled for 6 rounds. Now, as we move into December, couple updates on cards here and elsewhere outside the Beltway. Of course, Friday, December 6th, the card with a number of Beltway boxers at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, including Michael the Fessor Fox on that card, Yank Plana, Marcus Bates, and also the 4th person escapes me right now. I'm sorry. Marcus Bates, Yank Plana, and Michael Fox all on that card. There's one other Beltway boxer on that card, but names escaped me now. I'm sorry about that. That's going to be Friday, December 6th at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Then on Saturday, December 7th at the Dulles Sportsplex in Sterling, Virginia. This is the Ponytail Promotions card. Again, we talked about it a little bit, and we're going to give a full preview of this next week. But Matt Gallows the force on this card, Marlon the Machine Bolin, debut of Terrell Boyd, Calvin Mins, cruiserweight out of the area, the Red Comet Dante Cox, George Harris is on this card, Deontay Burt's on this card, and we also have an this card has been graced by the presence of the Dark Menace herself, Tara Brown of Washington, D.C., just coming off her first regional title defense, and she'll be on this card as well. So that's Saturday, December 7th at the Michael & Son Sportsplex in Sterling, Virginia, and that'll be the Ponytail Promotions card coming up, and hope to have live coverage of that card as well. That's on Saturday, December 7th. Also on Saturday, December 7th at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, a couple of Beltway boxers on this card. This is the card headlined by Jamal Charlo defending his WBC middleweight title against Dennis Hogan. And also Marlon Tapales will be in a bout for the interim IBF super bantamweight title against Ryosuke Iwasa. And interesting card here for the interim WBA middleweight title. Chris Eubank Jr. will take on Matt Korobov. Now that's interesting because for two reasons. Number one, Matt Korobov's last bout was a draw against Emmanuel Alim. And the second reason is both these guys are on this card. Matt Korobov against Chris Eubank Jr. Emmanuel Alim will be on this card from Richmond, Virginia, the chosen one. He's 18-1, 11 KOs. He has an interesting opponent as well. He takes on Ronald Akeem Ellis of Lynn, Massachusetts. Ronald Ellis is 16-1-2 with 11 KOs. So interesting records here. Of course, Alim, as we said, coming off that 10-round majority draw against Matt Korobov. That was on May 11th at the Eagle Bank Arena in Fairfax, Virginia. Korobov originally won that bout, but after they checked the scores once again, it turned out that they got a draw. It was a tough bout all the way around, and at one point the Korobov camp complained, and I think they filed a protest, but I don't know if the protest went through. And for them now, it doesn't matter because he's got a world title opportunity now against Chris Eubank. So that's one bout on the card for the Beltway. Emmanuel Alim taking on Ronald Ellis. The other one is going to be Kobe the Soldier Breedy out of Hyattsville, Maryland, by way of Bridgetown, Barbados. He's undefeated, 14-0, 4 KOs. He'll be taking on Titus Williams. He's from Elmont, Long Island, New York. He's 9-2 with 4 KOs. Breedy coming off a nice 10-round win over Ryan Lee Allen. That took place at the Barclays Center on August the 3rd. So this will be his second straight trip to the Barclays Center. Titus Williams coming off a first-round knockout win over Aaron Echeveste Lopez. That was on July the 12th in Jamaica, Queens, New York. So interesting to see Williams' last two bouts have all been by knockouts. Of course, Kobe Breedy not known as a knockout specialist by any stretch of imagination, but it could be interesting to see what happens. I mean, Williams only has 4 knockouts, but the last 2 wins have come against knockouts, have come in with knockouts. So this could be interesting. Titus Williams battling Kobe the Soldier Breedy. That'll be on Saturday, December 7th at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. That's a card that will be televised by Showtime, but I don't think the Breedy bout against Williams will be featured on the Showtime broadcast. Now, the bout we talked about last week with Alexander Spartan Marine going after the IBO's Super Flyweight Championship against Gideon Buthelezi. That bout now has a location. It'll be at the International Convention Center, which is located in East London, Eastern Cape, South Africa. And the bout will be on Monday, December 16th, coming up for the IBO World Superfly title. We talked about it a lot last week, but this will be interesting to see. I know Bruce Babashian has been sending pictures via Facebook with the Marine working with Hall of Famer James Buddy McGirt. So we can see what happens. That'll be on Monday, December 16th at the International Convention Center in East London, Eastern Cape, South Africa. Alexander Spartan Marine challenging Gideon Buthelezi for Buthelezi's IBO Super Flyweight title. Finally today, we have to give tribute and congratulations to truly a legendary Beltway boxer in this area. And she gets a very big honor coming up. We send our congratulations to the Raging Beauty, Isra Gerger Wynn. She'll be inducted into the 2020 International Women's Boxing Hall of Fame. This is a great honor, and I can't talk about any female right now who deserves it more from our area or anywhere really. But she has been she's been a 4-time world champion. We'll talk about that a little bit. But she was an incredible. It was just a pleasure to watch her perform. She was shortly after our boxing spotlight days, and when I started just doing regular coverage for FightNews.com, even before the blog got in there, for Boxing on Beltway, that blogspot.com got in there. She was competing, and although she's originally from Dubai and United Arab Emirates. There it is. She's originally from Dubai. Fought early in her career in Atlanta, Georgia, and then she moved up here to the Beltway area, competed out of Maryland, where she was trained by none other than the legendary Adrian Davis. And we send our best wishes to the Davis family. I've heard Adrian's lovely wife, Brenda, Miss B, as we called her, the first lady of amateur boxing in this area and not in the country, kind of took a turn for the worse with her health. So hopefully she will recover from that. She does. I believe she has Alzheimer's, and she's just really having a real tough time. And even through that, Adrian has kept going. He's still training boxers. He's well up in his 80s now, but he's still training boxers. But this Israel Gerger win was one of his great finds, no question about that. Win had a record of 28-3-2, 11 KOs. Now she lost her pro debut by a third round TKO to another Hall of Fame inductee, Deidre Gogarty. She was inducted in 2015, and she lost it back in February of 1995 in Cutoff, Louisiana. Now, Wynn would win her next 6 bouts, and again, fighting primarily out of Atlanta, Georgia at that point, before battling Andrea Deschamps to a 4-round draw, and that was her first trip to the Beltway. She fought at Fight Night in October of 1996 at the Washington Hilton Hotel and Towers in D.C. Now, 4 bouts later, she got back on the winning track, and she won her next 4 bouts, and then she faced definitely the best foe on her record, and probably the bout that people who have watched her over the years probably remember her most for. And that's when she fought Christy Martin, another Hall of Fame, of course, on August 23rd, 1997. That was at Madison Square Garden, New York City. Now, I remember watching this fight. I remember seeing this fight on television because, Christy Martin, probably definitely one of the greatest female boxers of all time. And because she was a Don King boxer, it helped her notoriety more than anything else. I mean, she was the coal miner's daughter. And she was just a well-known figure in the world of boxing, female or male. She was just fantastic, and a very nice person, by the way. I had a chance to meet her and gotten to know her. But anyway, Wynn dropped a close 8-round unanimous decision, and I think a lot of people, myself included, really thought she won that bout. We thought Israel Gerger Wynn won that bout. It was a great bout all the way around, and I tell you, she gave her all, no question about that. Wynn would score 3 more victories before suffering her final loss, a 4-round unanimous decision to Marisha Shao in October of 1999. That was in Las Vegas, Nevada. Israel Gerger Wynn would never lose again. And this is about the time, coincidentally, when she moved up here to the Beltway and started training under Adrian Davis. She would win her final 16 bouts. And I saw a lot of these bouts. I saw the bout where she beat Tracy Byrd. That was in Baltimore at a charity function. It was kind of like a fight night, but it wasn't as big as fight night. But it was a charity function, and I got a chance to meet Chris Byrd. That's Tracy Byrd's brother, former world champion Chris Byrd, and his wife, who's also named Tracy. It was very interesting, but very nice people, by the way. Very nice people. And it was a great bout, too, between Gerger and Tracy Byrd. She also beat Laura Serrano. She also beat Melissa Del Val. I remember that bout very well. That was on an all-female bout, all-female card, I should say, that Wanda Prentice put together. And it was a great bout. It was at DC Tunnel. What is now DC Star, but it was DC Tunnel back then. It was a great bout. It really was. And I know Del Val thought she won the bout. I remember she talked to me about that, saying she'd won the bout. And she and I became good friends after that as well. JoJo Wyman, she beat her as well. And as we said, we captured 4. Israel Israel Gergerwin captured 4 world titles along the way. I know she won the IBF title at one point, the WIBA, UBF title, and I think a WBA title. She did a great job as well. She finished her career with a 6-round unanimous decision over Carla Witherspoon on March 27, 2004 at the Lincoln Theater in Washington, D.C. Now, just 5 years later, Israel Gergerwin achieved the honor of being the first female boxer to be inducted into the Washington, D.C. Boxing Hall of Fame. And I feel very proud about this because she and I were in the same Hall of Fame class. So I was very proud about that. Of course, Andrew Council was there. My longtime broadcast partner, the fight Dr. Jerome Spears, was part of that class. I mean, it was just a beautiful class all the way around. And I am so proud to say that I am in the D.C. Boxing Hall of Fame in the same class as Israel Gergerwin. She's become very successful post-boxing. She and her husband, Marty, they've co-promoted because Marty Wynn was a big-time promoter for a while here in the Beltway, especially in D.C. They've been entrepreneurs. They've been involved in many different businesses and all have been very successful. And I am just gushing with pride that Israel Gergerwin is in the 2020 International Women's Boxing Hall of Fame. Now, the ceremony will take place on August 29th. That'll be the Orleans Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. So, again, congratulations to the raging beauty herself, Israel Gergerwin, a member of the 2020 International Women's Boxing Hall of Fame. Well, that'll do it for another edition of Beltway Boxing News and Notes. Remember, the Boxing on Beltway Podcast Network brings you Beltway Boxing News and Notes, and also it is brought to you by Real-Time Pain Relief. Go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real-Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real-Time Pain Relief, the official pain relief of the 2020 Daytona 500. And buy DeborahSpears.com. Great weight loss tips, great jewelry, great training methods at Deborah, Debra Spears.com. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I'm Gary Digital Williams. Always remember to keep supporting the best boxing in the world. The boxing along the Beltway. Thanks for listening. Take care.